In this video, we'll write code that runs when button A is pressed. Each time the button is pressed, the microbit will randomly generate either a 1 or a 2. If it generates a 1, a heart will display on the LED array. If it generates a 2, a stick figure will display. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the code. The first thing we need to set up in the code is the ability to respond to the button A being pressed. So we'll write code to check if the button is being pressed. To do that, I need to go into the input category and click on the on button A press block. And then I'm going to delete the on start block and the forever block because we don't need those. Next, we want to create a variable where we can store the number for comparison. So I'm going to go into variables and click on make a variable. I'm going to call my variable random_val. And then click OK. Now we need to set the value of random val to either a 1 or a 2. To do that, I'm going to use a random number generator, which is a math block. So I'm going to click on math and scroll down to pick random 0 to 10 and drag that over the 0 in the set random val block. So the pick random has a default range of 0 to 10. I only want a 1 or a 2, so I'm going to set our range to be from 1 to 2. So I'll change the 0 to a 1 and the 10 to a 2. The next thing we need to do is to drag out an if-then-else block. So I'll go into logic and click on the if-then-else block and drag that under the set random val. And then I'll drag a comparison out of logic and place that over the true in the if statement. For the if statement, I want to check to see if random val is set to 1. So I'm going to go into variables and drag out a random val block and drag that over the left 0. We need the comparison to be equals, and this is already set to equal, so we'll just leave that. And then we want to set this 0 to 1. Now we need to display a heart icon if random val is set to 1, so I'm going to go into basic and drag out the show icon, and that's already set to heart, so we'll just leave it. Now we need to handle the value of 2. The else portion of the statement will handle anything that's not 1. And we know that the only two numbers we could have are 1 or 2. So the else statement will handle the value of 2. Now we want a stick figure for that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on show icon and duplicate it. Then drag it under the else and change the display to a stick figure. Okay, that's it for the code. So now let's go ahead and test it. We'll click on the A button. And a stick figure shows, so that must be set to 2. Again, we get a stick figure. For the third time, we get a heart, so it must be set to 1. We get a stick figure for the next one. So that all looks great. It looks like it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching.